Hey, welcome in and thank you for joining this playthrough of Marvel Champions the card game, in which we will be starting the Mojo Mania campaign with Spider-Man in the protection aspect, taking on MAGOG. If you catch any mistakes, see something you would play differently, or just see something you enjoyed, please comment and subscribe below. So, looking at our hero deck, we're playing Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker. He has a recovery of 3, hand size of 6, hit points of 10, which is all pretty standard, but he has an alter ego resource where you get to generate a mental resource, which is pretty great. So flipping over, we have Spider-Man himself. We have 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 defense. He has an incredible interrupt where when the villain initiates an attack against you, you draw a card. So looking at his actual deck of cards here, we have Black Cat, who as a 2-cost ally is pretty good because you get to add resources to your hands if they're mental. 2 backflips, which are a pivotal piece of this deck being protection. We have Enhanced Spider Sense, where you can cancel treachery cards. 3 swinging web kicks. I love that there's 3 of these in this deck. It comes in handy a lot. And then Aunt May, probably one of the best support cards you can find. You exhaust her and she deals 4 damage, and so you can flip over to Alter Ego and end up healing 8 damage before flipping over again, which is great. We get 2 Spider Tracers, which originally I had never really used much, but now it's pretty great when you have a heavy minion deck and high threat deck, or heavy, villain that you're playing against. And we get 2 web shooters, which always comes in handy for some extra resource generations, and 2 web dups, which we'll be avoiding during this playthrough probably because we want him attacking us, and so we can draw that card and defend. So the deck itself is the Flow Like Water deck on Marvel Champions database. This, I think the creator was Moby. This is the first deck potentially that I've ever looked at, played, and said, I'm not going to change anything. Usually when I look at decks, I'll like change some stuff to like more so how I play, but this was 10 out of 10 perfect. It's such a great deck. So props to Moby. We look at our first upgrade here. There's a ton of 1-cost upgrades in this deck. We have Unflappable, which after you defend and take no damage, you draw a card. Flow Like Water, where after you play a defense card, you deal a damage. 3 Hard to Ignores, which are awesome and come in handy all the time. When you do not take any damage, you exhaust to remove a threat. You get an Electrostatic Armor. After you defend against the attack, you deal 1 damage. And then Armored Defense to get you that +1 defense. And then for the actual event cards, we have 3 Desperate Defense, where you get +2 defense, and if you take no damage, you ready your hero. 3 Expert Defense, pretty straightforward. You get +3 defense when defending, and 3 Defiances, where you cancel any boost cards that are going to be turned up. So, looking at the allies for this deck, there's not a ton, but they're really powerful. Jocasta, she comes in and you can attach a defense card to her. That's usually the backflip if you have one. In your discard, it's really, really good. Black Widow's incredible. She's someone who you want to keep out as long as possible because you can spend a mental resource to cancel a treachery card. Oh wait, this is just when a card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel the effects of that card and get another one. Wow, that's even stronger. I mean, you can cancel any card you want. Pretty crazy. Machine Man, so the purpose of him and also Lockjaw here is when you get a hand full of defense cards that you can't really use, you can use Machine Man to get some more thwart and attack, and you can go get Lockjaw from the discard pile. And then looking at our basic cards, we have Ingenuity, which works awesome with this deck. A Plan B, which is similar to Lockjaw and Machine Man, if you just have those extra cards. And then we have our 3 double resources. So let's take a look at the villain deck. All right, and for our villain deck, we're looking at MAGOG here. He has one scheme to attack, and after he attacks and damages a character, you place 1 ratings on the champion. And then when you would defeat his 10 hit points, you place 3 ratings on the challengers and deal yourself an encounter card. And then looking at his melee in the Mojoseum, we put the champion environment card into play and the challenger's environment card into play with the booing crowd side up. So we'll take a look at that. And looking at melee in the Mojoseum, when this would be completed, you place 2 ratings on the champion and remove the threat. So looking at these, Mojo's pretty awesome. You have to get the crowd on your side for this scenario. So you have the champion. If there's 5 ratings on here, you flip them. Same with the challengers, which is your card. And then when they flip, for the cheering crowd, you search and find the surprise contender. And then for the champion, you each player gets to draw a card. So that's at least helps you a bit. And then you get his actual set of cards. There's the surprise contender, which are pretty cool. And then long shot's awesome. You get to put that into play and gain surge, and he helps you out as an ally, and you can carry him along through the campaign. And then we have our standard cards here, our eviction notice, obligation, and then his vulture nemesis set here. And we get 1 encounter set or 1 modular set, and we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can randomize it here and roll for it, and we get 4. So we're going to have the Western set for him. So we'll take a look at Card Shark and Gunslingers and all that jazz. So let's get started. All right, so let's get started and set our hit points up to 10. We already have this flipped over, but it's the melee in the Mojoseum. We have our champion and challenger's card on the booing crowd. Flip it over. This gets a threat, and then we're going to go ahead and shuffle the encounter deck. Our obligation is already in here. Shuffling up. And then we are going to shuffle our hero deck and draw some cards. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. Alrighty. So let's see. We get. Felt like I grabbed more. We get 2 strength, 2 double resources. That's incredible. We're going to get a swinging web kick, which we'll use first turn. Potentially get an ally out. Let's see. Wow, yeah, and then we'll use a resource for electrostatic armor. And then we can use. We'll see what else we get. And another swinging web kick. Wow. Okay, so that's pretty insane. We might be able to use 2 of those right off the bat, which, who knows, maybe we'll do. We are, let's see. So we have a choice. We can use 2 swinging web kicks this turn, which would be interesting. It might make the game go fast. So, heck yeah, let's try it out. We are going to flip over to our hero form, which is Spider-Man. We will play a swinging web kick and deal 8 damage to him. And then we're going to attack for 2. And when that happens, we get an encounter card. And then we get 3 ratings on the challengers. And then electrostatic armor would be good to get out, but why not use another swinging web kick? Pretty crazy. He's going to come down to 2 health. So man, Spider-Man comes out swinging this game. We have an encounter card we're going to ready up. Draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hopefully one of these will be a defense card. We get Defiance. That works. and a Desperate Defense. These we want to get Flow Like Water in. Webbed Up we don't need, so we can use a Desperate Defense. Yeah, all right, and then we'll see what we draw from there when we get attacked. So we're going to come over here. We get 2 onto the scheme, so this goes up to 3. MAGOG is going to attack us. We're going to choose to defend, but when he attacks us, we draw a card first. Oh, and it's going to be a backflip. Wow, let's see. What would we want to do? We could use a backflip. Flow Like Water. Then we're kind of stuck with some cards that we don't need, so I might save backflip and use Desperate Defense so we can ready up, and that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to discard a Webbed Up, use a Desperate Defense for this attack coming in. He's attacking for 2 plus 0, so we defended for 3, 4, 5, Desperate Defense. We get +2 attack, and since we took no damage, we're going to ready our hero. So that was his attack. We're going to play, let's see, and then we get our another counter card. Our first one is going to be Assault. The villain attacks you. That works. We have a backflip in hand that we can use. So we're going to let that attack come in. We draw a card. It's an Armored Vest, which works well. We're going to use a backflip, and he's attacking for 2, 3, 4. So we use that backflip, and then backflip is when you would take any amount of damage. We prevent all of that. It's a defense card. So we take no damage from that. We get an extra card. That works. We flip over into a Gunslinger with Quick Strike. Let's think how we would want to do this, because when this minion engages you before resolving Quick Strike, we can spend 2 energy resources and deal 2 damage to him. And then we would lose an armor defense. Play Flow Like Water. Yeah, we can do that. He's gonna attack us with Quick Strike, but instead, yeah, sure, we'll use the energy to deal 2 damage to him instead. And then it is going to come over to us. We're going to play an Armored Vest and a Defiance to put in Flow Like Water. Flow Like Water. After we play a defense card, we deal a damage to the attacking enemy. And we'll have Spider-Man for this turn bring down MAGOG. If we do that, we flip. We get the contender. You know, we'll hang on to MAGOG this just for one more turn at 2 and just get rid of Gunslinger this turn. Because when we do flip him, we're going to have the surprise contender come out. I don't necessarily want to deal with that so quick. So, we still need to deal with threat. That's definitely out there. We're going to draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get an Enhanced Spider Sense, a Web Shooter, Black Widow, Lockjaw, and Hard to Ignore. Interesting for sure. So we are going to go over to his phase. He gets 2 onto the scheme. So this is at 5 of 6. He's going to attack us. We don't have any defense cards, so that's definitely unfortunate, but we will still defend, and he's attacking for 2, 3, so we do not take any damage, which is great. He doesn't get anything on there, but nothing triggers for us. So now we get our encounter card. It's going to be discard an upgrade or support you control. That's a bummer, so we have to get rid of Flow Like Water. We're kind of back to stage 0 here. It comes back to us. We did have a treachery card, but yeah, no, I'd rather just use that as a resource. So I'm going to use this Enhanced Spider Sense for a Web Shooter. Web Shooter comes in with 3 tokens on it. 2, 3. Hard to Ignore would be great to get out, but I really want to play Black Widow to get some thwart off, because we don't want that to pop. So yeah, we're going to have to do that. I'm going to exhaust Web Shooter and bring this down to 2 and use Lockjaw and Hard to Ignore to play Black Widow. She's going to come in and thwart for 2 to take these 2 off, and then we'll ready up and hope we get some good cards here. Alrighty, so we're going to draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we drew into a backflip, which is awesome. Aunt May, great. Plan B, Expert Defense, and Ingenuity. So we'll get to play our backflip, and we can see what else we do. So, just going to go over to here. Black Widow has a damage on her from attacking. 2 gets added on here, so this is back up to 5. MAGOG is going to attack. We're going to draw a card because he's initiating attack. We're going to let it come in because we have a backflip. So he's attacking for 2, just 2. But we're going to play backflip when we would take any amount of damage. Or do we want to maybe hang on to a backflip for later? Yeah, we'll play No, we didn't choose to defend. Sorry. Anyway, we're just going to use that backflip. That's what we chose to do. We don't take any damage. Now he's getting an encounter card, which ends up being Shadows of the Past. But fortunately, we have Black Widow. So with Black Widow, we are going to exhaust a Web Shooter. This goes down to 1. So with her, when a card is revealed from the encounter deck, we will spend a mental resource. This is a wild, which works as a mental, cancel the effects, and get another one. Wow, so Black Widow saved us from Shadows. That's awesome. So now we get my second least favorite in this deck, which is Pump Up the Crowd. This is a terrible card. They're not on the cheering side, so this comes in with 4 ratings and has 2 acceleration tokens, which is killer because we don't have much to get rid, like threat removal in this deck. So now it's coming back to us. We have nothing to remove threat, so this is going to pop either way. Let's see, so what can we do here? We can definitely play an Ingenuity. I'll start out by playing a Web Shooter. This comes in with an Expert Defense. This comes in with 3. 1, 2, 3. We will either put down an Aunt May. Oh, I want to use an Ingenuity, but what would we want to hang on to? Yeah, we will exhaust 1 and play a Plan B to put down an Ingenuity, and we'll exhaust that to put in an Aunt May. We'll move these over. Aunt May, just in case our health gets in the danger zone at some point. And then, well, Melee in the Mojoseum is going to pop either way, so we might as well bring down MAGOG and bring out the Defender, and hope we get some good card draw. Yeah, so we will keep Black Widow just for her ability. We'll attack for 2 to bring MAGOG down. He's going to go back up to 10 health. We are going to get an encounter card. And 6 now on the challengers, which flips this. And so when this comes out, we search for the surprise contender. Let's see where he's hiding. There's Longshot. It would be great to get him out. Did we already see? Nope. There's the surprise contender. So he has Villainous. All kinds of stuff. So shuffle that up. We're going to hope we can get a Hard to Ignore in this draw, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, we got to read everything up. Everyone's ready now. We could attack him for 1, but that would be a waste of Black Widow. Ingenuity comes in, so we have 3 resources sitting down here. We get, awesome, a Desperate Defense. That's what I was hoping for. Black Cat, Spider Tracer. Ooh, Spider Tracer would be good to put on him as well. Okay, so things are looking up here for sure. So it is going to come over to here. This is going to get 4 on it, so this is going to pop. When that happens, he gets 2 ratings counters onto the champion. So now, what are we going to do here? We will, that popped. MAGOG's going to attack us. We are going to choose to defend, and we'll exhaust an Ingenuity. Or actually, we'll exhaust a Web Shooter to, it doesn't matter either way. We'll exhaust a Web Shooter to play Desperate Defense. We get +2 attack, so he +2 defense, so he's attacking for 2, 3, 4, but we block that. We ready up, and normally things would be triggering in this deck with things like Hard to Ignore, but we did not have the luxury of getting those down. So he attacked us. Now, Surprise Contender is going to attack us, and he's attacking for 2. We have 3 defense. Ooh. When MAGOG attacked us, we didn't draw a card. I'll draw that now. Into another Desperate Defense. That's tempting. Something. Let's see, because I'd want to play Black Cat. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll play. No, we want to save some monies here to see if we can get rid of Surprise Contender this turn, which will likely not be possible. But Surprise Contender is going to attack us. He has Villainous, which means he gets an extra card. So in that case, we're going to defend. We're defending for 3, and we're going to cancel his boost card, which would have been revealing this card, so that's cool. We're canceling and discarding that, so he doesn't get +1 attack and scheme. That was really helpful to play that card. So nothing gets put onto the champion there. He attacked us. Now we get our encounter cards. So our first one from over here is going to be defend the title. Oh man, well, I guess I should have played Hard to Ignore. MAGOG's gonna attack me. I can't defend. Do I want to play Black Widow? I think I might. Yeah, sure. We'll play Black Widow's effect to get rid of this and get another card, which ends up being a Gunslinger with Quick Strike. This time we'll let Quick Strike just attack us for 2 to bring us down to 8. And then we get another defend the title. That's absurd, but whatever. We're going to have to defend against MAGOG here. Well, we can't defend, so we're going to let it come in for 2. Oh, and he gets Retaliate and Stalwart. That's just great. Thank you, MAGOG. Alrighty, so let's see what we can do here. That was a tough turn that was an incredibly tough turn. We don't have a lot in our hand here. MAGOG attacked us again. Shoot, so we should have drawn a card. So I'll draw that now. Into a Spider Tracer. So the best move might just to be getting rid of Pump Up the Crowd. We have 1. Put a Spider Tracer on. And we can't deal any damage to Gunslinger anyway. What can we do? We know we want to get Hard to Ignore down, so I'll play 1 to at least get Hard to Ignore. And then we want to play Black Cat. I'll hang on to a Spider Tracer for now. Maybe a Desperate Defense since we know we're getting attacked twice next turn. That's rough. So we're going to play Black Cat with both Spider Tracers. That's tough because threat removal is going to become important, but we'll see. We get to discard 2 cards, and if it's a mental, we keep it. So we keep Jocasta, and we keep Unflappable. Okay, so that's cool. In this case, we're getting attacked twice. All these cards are really good. Unflappable. I know I want to keep this Desperate Defense because we're getting both of those attacks. So, unfortunate move here. We're going to discard Jocasta to play Unflappable. Unflappable, when we take no damage from an attack, we draw a card. We're going to keep this Desperate Defense because it will come into handy. And come in handy, and we're going to ready everyone up. Black Cat can do something here. We might as well have her put one on Gunslinger here. Damage-wise, because then, if anything, I can attack for 2 to get rid of him. She takes damage. So now we're readying everyone up. We will draw 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into an Expert Defense. There's our Swinging Web Kick. Okay, so none of these guys have guard. All we have to do really is survive this turn, and oof, we'll almost win. We have 6 out of 10. Okay, so what can we do here? All right, we are going back over to the villain phase. We will put 2 on the main scheme here, 4 on the main scheme because of these. Okay. MAGOG is going to attack us. And we will play a Desperate Defense with an Ingenuity. So we're defending this attack with 5 defense. Yes, okay, so he's attacking for 2, 3, 4. We defend all of that. We remove 1 from a scheme with Hard to Ignore. We'll take it off the main. He initiated attack, so we draw a card. Unflappable goes, so we draw a card into a Defiance. That pops this, so we get an encounter card. We'll shuffle up our deck. Because we took no damage. I feel like this actually would have gotten shuffled into the deck. I'm not sure how the timing of that works, but we'll shuffle it in. We'll ready up because we played Desperate Defense. Let's see. Now we have, we'll let Gunslinger attack us for 2 to bring us down to 6. Surprise Contender will attack, in which we'll use Defiance again. We'll defend. We will use this, so we're going to cancel his boost card. So he's attacking for, this would have been another, this would have confused us. So he does nothing, no damage to us. Nothing else happens here. We get another encounter card. Yes, I think that makes sense. So we're going to flip into an environment, Wild Mojo. Enemy attacks gain overkill, each enemy's attack. Okay. And then force interrupt when any character would take damage. So that includes them. You increase that by 1. When revealed, if this card was revealed, it gains Surge. So that's getting Surge. It surges into the villain schemes. That's something we're going to... Oh, we have an enhanced Spider Sense. I didn't even realize that. If I get rid of these, I can't do a Swinging Web Kick next turn, so I don't want to do that. But if I get rid of 1, we'll exhaust Black Widow. Use a mental resource to not let him scheme and see what else we get. We get Long Shot. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, we're getting Acceleration Token. Then this comes out. It's a Treachery card. We draw 5 cards. Choose and discard 5 cards from our hand for each type discard it this way. Discard an upgrade or support. That's insane. Okay, so we will be drawing 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm not sure if I had that in screen while I was looking at it, but here it is. Pretty crazy stuff. I just drew 5 cards. We have to discard 5 cards from our hand in each different type. Okay, so these, there would be 4, and this would be a 5th discarded from our hand. Okay, and that would all just be 1 type, and we can get rid of Aunt May. Yep. All right, so we're discarding all of this 1 type. It's going to be strength. 3, 4, 5. Or is it cards or discard 5 cards from your hand? Okay. Well, in that case, at this point, we're not going to probably be using Flow Like Water. I'll keep the strength. Not 5 resources, 5 cards. They're all, come on, get out of here. All these 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness, I cannot count. 1, 2, 3, 4. We only want to get rid of 1 resource. Or one of our things. So we might get rid of another hard to ignore. Yep, we'll have to do that. All right, and this is insane. So we're getting rid of, we drew 5 cards. We're getting rid of these 5 cards. They're all the same type. So we're just going to get rid of Aunt May. These come over. Man, this is turning into a pretty insane battle. More difficult than it should be. We get an acceleration token. Oh my gosh, onto the main. We're going to shuffle up. All right, so we played our spider kick. We're going to do that to MAGOG, but each character takes increased damage by 1. When a character would take damage, that's increased by 1. So he's taking 9. Then we're gonna have Black Cat just 9. Do I have any way to do 1 damage? I do not. I should have had Flow Like Water in. Oh well. We're gonna have Black Cat finish that off. So this is gonna bring us up to 9 out of 10 to win the game. Oh, actually, no. We finished him off. I think we won. Yeah, look. Okay, so that Web Kick and Spider Cat took out MAGOG, and he had this attached to him for Retaliate and Stalwart. And this says, after MAGOG's hit points are reset, place 1 ratings counter on the challengers and discard this card. So that brings us up to 10. And there we go. We have beat MAGOG there. It was getting super dicey at the end with all this threat and with all of these allies. And this is even cooler because in this campaign, part of it is that in our victory display, Longshot was in play, so we get to keep him. And then he's still in his booing crowd, so for the next scenario, we get to choose 1 supporter upgrade and record it, and then I think we get to add that straight up to our next scenario. So we will get to go add something like Unflappable or, you know, Ingenuity, something like that. So it turned out really well. MAGOG, this was a really fun battle. I don't play Protection too much, and this was fun. This is an awesome deck. So hey, we will see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.